People have the wrong idea about Christianity. A lot of people have no idea about Christianity, even though they know every word of the Bible off by heart and they can recite verses like that. They're the guys who know the Bible better than anybody. And they follow all the commandments. Yeah, they might be really popular online, but they're not getting into heaven. And you know how I know? Because their motivation is wrong. And this makes them become hypocrites. And let me tell you, there are no hypocrites in heaven. There never will be. Think about it like this. Take a man, he knows everything about the Bible, and he's always been a Christian since day one. He does nothing but read scripture, he follows every single commandment, he teaches wherever he goes, and he gives all his money to the church. You think, that guy's definitely getting into heaven. But secretly in his head, he's thinking, as soon as I get to heaven, I'm going to destroy the whole place. All I need to do is get past the door. Do you think that guy's ever getting into heaven? No, of course not. Despite the fact that he was a Christian from day one, taught every single man he knew the Bible, learnt it off by heart, recited it, did all the commandments. He did everything right, he said everything right. No one could say a bad word about this man in his life. So why can't he go to heaven then? Because he was doing it for the wrong reason. His heart wasn't in it. Even though it looks like it was, and it sounded like it was, there's more to being a good Christian than saying the right things and appearing to do the right thing. It's all about not being a hypocrite, not being a sycophant, not being false in the way that you present yourself and the way that you live. You have to apply the same standard to yourself as you apply to everybody else. There's no point going around preaching the Bible, making out you're this great guy, giving money to charity, saving other people, giving them to Christ, and then reading the Bible every day. There's no point doing any of that stuff without having your heart in it, or it's all worthless. That's what I mean. I could name you a million guys on YouTube who sound great, look great, seem to be doing all the right things, know the Bible off by heart, but they're not getting anywhere near heaven because they're not doing it for Jesus. They're doing it for themselves. They're doing it for money. They're doing it for popularity. They're doing it for the sake of their ego. They want to be known as the guy who's next to Jesus. It's Mohammedism by a different name. The cult of personality. You see it everywhere. In fact, I'm going to name some people. Sam Shamoon. His Bible knowledge is perfect. Brilliant. Every single time he speaks of the Bible, he speaks truth. Every single time he faces a Mohammedism guy, an Islam guy or some other type of guy, he crushes them with his Bible knowledge. But then again, he will meet plenty of good Christians who just don't know the Bible as well as him, whose heart is purer than his. He will crush them just the same, because it's his ego tripping him over. He's not doing it for Christ. He just loves being that guy, Jono, Sig, Francis. There's plenty of guys like this out there, and they're big successful guys with big channels, they make tons of money. But are they going to get into heaven through doing that? Or are they going to get into the trending column doing that because their heart is not pure? So, in conclusion, you don't need to be perfect to get into heaven. None of us are going to reach that bar. But you need to be honest. You need to be sincere. And you need to be humble. Now, that doesn't mean you can't insult people when they deserve to be insulted. It doesn't mean you have to be nice to your enemies at all times and never criticise anyone. It means you have to be willing to apply the standard of the lowest ranking guy to yourself and the highest ranking guy, and the criticism that highest ranking guy is going to give to the lowest one, you have to accept that criticism of yourself and know that you deserve it, because you're not perfect and you never will be. And the goal isn't perfection. The goal is service to the guy upstairs, Big J, Christ. And as long as you're doing that, and you accept that you will make mistakes, and that you have made mistakes already and will continue to make them, and you stay humble, don't be a hypocrite, listen to others, keep learning, never think you're bigger than you are, never think you know everything, and pray. And only then will you ever even have a chance of getting to heaven, and not just being an ego-driven, hypocritical sycophant who cares nothing for his brothers, even if he says and does the right things, who's only doing it for their own good, not for the sake of their brothers. Then you will get to heaven, and Jesus will be happy to have you. So anyway, that's the end of this video. Hope you enjoyed that and you learned something. God bless you all, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye now. So in conclusion, half of YouTube are hypocrites. There's no getting away from that fact. But you can be something better. Be the other half, and you'll do just fine. So that's all for now. God bless you all. Have a lovely evening, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye now.